Hi there. Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast with me, Russell Davis. This week we're exploring something that I think a lot of people experience, a busy mind. Some of my clients relate to that concept, that idea, and they'd say they have a busy mind. I very much had a busy mind in life, and I still do from time to time. It's been like my Achilles heel. So we're exploring what it is that means we have a busy mind. Why do we have a busy mind? And how can we have a calmer mind? How can we have a calmer mind that brings more presence, more clarity, more perspective, more connection? Well, let's dive in and find out how we can begin to change our relationship with our busy mind and come back to being present with peace and clarity. Many of my clients relate to the idea, the concept of having a busy mind. I very much could relate to that. I've had such a busy mind for most of my life until I started doing my own kind of journey and exploring my own state of mind and understanding the nature of a thought and my feelings and exploring where my own well-being comes from when we stop looking in the wrong place and stop trying to manage our state of mind. Then it's amazing how our mind can begin to settle more easily. And we'll come back to that. But a busy mind can bring lots of things. Before I get into that, actually, what I mean by a busy mind, it's the speed of our thinking, it's the amount of thought, it's the number of thoughts per minute, as it were, rather than necessarily the content of our thinking. We may have positive thoughts or negative thoughts. But if we have a busy mind, even if it's all positive thinking, it's all neutral thinking, it still is not serving us. Having a busy mind stops us having peace, stops us having clarity, perspective, hearing our true self. So it doesn't matter what the content of the thinking is, whether it's positive or negative. If we've got a lot of thinking, with a busy mind, the speed of our thinking is high. It doesn't serve us. And I'd say it's not our true self. It's not how we come into the world. I don't think babies are born with busy minds. They're much of a quiet mind. They're so much more present and curious. So the busy mind is a learned thing. So whether it's kind of positive thinking or negative thinking, I think having a busy mind can lead to a number of experiences. Yeah, it can lead to stress. Busy mind leads to stress, anxiety, never having enough time to do everything that's on our mind, not being focused, not being productive. All those things can lead to feeling stressed. Yeah, not being productive means often we're distracted. A busy mind brings distraction. My wife used to complain, sometimes still does, that I'm not being present when I'm talking to her, when I'm listening to her. My mind can be distracted. My mind can think it can do two things at once. It can finish the thought process in my head as well as listen to her. I can give all the outward symbols of doing that, but she knows I'm not being fully present. And I crave connection. She craves connection. We all crave connection, especially in relationship. And if you're distracted, you can't be present and you can't have connection. Connection comes from a calmer mind, being still, being present, nothing on our mind. Connection to our true self, our inner wisdom, our heart's desires comes from a calm mind, just being present to ourselves. So one of the symptoms of a busy mind is that distraction, a lack of presence, a lack of connection. Another impact is needing constant stimulation. If you've got a busy mind, it wants constant feeding. Often it means constantly listening to stuff, having the radio on in the background, and nowadays podcasts on the whole time. It really struck me as I began to explore this myself and realise how much I had a busy mind, because underlying my busy mind was fear. But I had more sense of peace within myself. I found myself turning the radio off in the car. I didn't realise I had it on all the time. I didn't realise how there's no times of silence in my life. I filled it with thoughts or stimulation. I began to enjoy silence. I began to really enjoy just being in silence. So another impact of busy mind is that needing constant stimulation. So why do we have a busy mind? Why do we create this busy mind over the years? And often it starts out of protection, fear of not being safe, fear of not feeling loved, trying to work out what we need to do to feel safe and loved, work out the rules, what we need to do for our parents to be proud of us, or kids in the playground not to take the mick out of us, work out the rules of life to feel safe rather than insecure. So often it comes out of misunderstanding of where our well-being comes from. Often society points us in the wrong direction. Even the education system says you'll be happy and secure and set for the rest of your life if you get good exam results. Is that really true? But it can put pressure and create a sense of fear of failing, fear of not being good enough. So we get bombarded by messages that point us in the wrong direction for a sense of well-being and happiness and security. And we end up with a busy mind trying to create those external criteria we think we need. We end up with a busy mind because we're looking in the wrong place. We never get there. It's always something else that creates that constant thinking, that busy mind. So often it's a misunderstanding, innocent misunderstanding about where our happiness, security, love and well-being comes from. Often in childhood, that innocent misunderstanding. We end up creating a busy mind trying to think our way to a sense of peace, love, belonging. And even though we're no longer those kids in that situation, it then becomes a habit. It just becomes an innocent thought habit. Even though it's part of us, the adult part of us knows it's not necessary, which is why sometimes we get frustrated with that aspect of us. We get frustrated with our busy minds because deep down we know it's not necessary. Deep down we know it's not true. Deep down we know it's not helping us. It's not giving us what we want. It prevents us from having peace, clarity, connection. But the part of us that does it, it's an innocent habit, a childlike innocent habit. It's a thought habit. You weren't born with it. It's not your DNA. I thought it was in my DNA. My mum was a warrior. I'm a warrior. It's just who I am. It's not true. It starts in innocence, innocent misunderstanding, and continues as an innocent habit. Innocent habit. And in my experience, the more we can see it that way, it's not who we are, and it's not our circumstances. It's a habit we have, a thought habit that we picked up in all innocence. Picked up in all innocence. And the more we can see it for innocence, the third thing that keeps us doing it is judgments. We get annoyed at that part of us. We judge that part of us. We get frustrated with that part of us. That keeps it going in anything in life. If you feel stuck in life, stuck with a behavior that's not serving you, that judgment of that part of you gives it more power. What helps us be free from these cycles is compassion. Compassion. So judgment is another reason why we continue these things that don't serve us. So the busy mind often starts as an innocent misunderstanding about where love and security and happiness comes from. It's an innocent protection mechanism. It continues as an innocent habit, childlike habit. And also it continues because we judge that part of ourselves. We get annoyed with it. We judge ourselves for not being able to stop it, to be able to have control over it. But you cannot control our thinking. We cannot control our thinking. We don't need to. Because actually, what releases us from all this, the first is loving acceptance that we're doing it. Loving acceptance we have this part of us. Loving acceptance that a little child in us started this in all innocence. I didn't have the emotional intelligence to see life in any other way. It's having that acceptance and love and compassion for that part of us. Loving compassion rather than judgment. Loving compassion is the absence of judgment. So if we can bring compassion to that part of us, accept we do it. Accept we do it because it's an innocent habit. The more we let go of the judgments, we stop going to battle with it. When you're trying to fight thought with thought, when you go to battle with thinking, with other thinking, it never ends up well. We just tie ourselves into knots. Acceptance is WD-40 of change. Loving compassion is the antidote to judgment. And then what happens is the self-correcting system kicks in. We stop interfering with it, adding to it through judgment. We stop fighting thought with thought. Our mind settles. Our mind is like a snow globe. It gets shaken up from time to time. But we stop interfering with the system. We stop feeding it or interfering with it. It settles all on its own. It's why there's times you feel calm. There's times you have nothing much on your mind, you feel present. It's in those times you stop thinking about your thinking. You stop trying so hard, you stop judging yourself. You stop trying. And amazingly, that's when we come back to our true self. We feel calmer, we feel more present, we feel more connected. We have access to our innate resources of clarity, perspective, creativity, wisdom. When we stop trying, the self-correcting system kicks in. It really is like a snow globe in our head. It settles all on its own. It settles all on its own. Just like our breath. You do some exercise, your breathing speeds up. You stop. It settles on its own. It's not something you have to manage or do. Your mind is the same. We stop interfering with the system. It calms, it settles all on its own. So if you notice you have a busy mind, have some loving compassion for yourself, accepting it's just an innocent habit. There's nothing to do about it. Just notice it without going beyond noticing it. Love it, like an inner child within you. And you might be surprised how quickly and easy it relaxes and settles. You come back to a place of being present, calmer, wiser, with more ease. Loving you.